Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Norristown High School. My name is Joe Hyland, and along with Coach Tom McGee, we'll be bringing you all the action this evening between the Norristown Eagles and the Council Rock South Golden Hawks. The Council Rock South is a brand new school. This is their first season scholastically as well as athletically, and both and the coaches in all the sports, baseball, football, basketball, swimming, tennis, whatever, are trying to establish a winning tradition at Council Rock South. Council Rock South comes into the game 1-4, 0-2 in the league. They will be missing their lead scorer, a young man by the name of Kenny, who is out for a couple of days with a sprained ankle. It's my understanding that they will be throwing multiple defenses against the Eagles, and they will be running the basic motion offense. Coach McGee, of course, knows the coach very well, and I'm going to turn the microphone over to Coach McGee so he can bring you up to date with regard to the Norristown Eagles and his brief conversation with the Council Rock coach. Tom?
Yeah, Joe, thank you. Basically, talking to Coach Buff Raddick before the game, the team comes in with a record of 1-4. They're 0-2 in the league, but he's very happy the way they're playing. In their last game, they lost a close one to Hatboro Horsham, who's very good by only 3 points. Buff Raddick is one of the top young coaches in District 1, and I had many opportunities to watch his teams play when I was coaching here at Norristown, and we had some great games with Council Rock. He's very, very thrilled with the way his team is playing the matchup zone. He feels tonight, if they can make Norristown set up in their half-court offense, that he thinks their matchup will give Norristown some trouble. His main concern, though, however, is worrying about Norristown's athleticism and the way they bang the boards. So I think, again, it's going to be, as a lot of teams that play Norristown, contrasting styles of play, and it's going to be interesting to see how Council Rock counters Norristown's quickness and rebounding ability. As far as Norristown's concerned, they're coming in with a 1-2 record, 1-1 in the league. Very important game for them. They want to stay at the top of that league where they have an opportunity maybe to stay close to Cheltenham, because I don't think many teams are going to knock off Cheltenham. So Mike Evans has a couple personnel changes tonight. 2 players that were members of the varsity, I need not mention their names, are no longer with the Eagles, which indicates to me Coach is doing a great job instilling discipline and proper values to this young Eagles team.
Those things have to be done, as painful as they are. Norristown, during our last broadcast, was not very impressive, quite frankly. They got behind against Cheltenham, and they lost a great deal of cohesion, a great deal of discipline. They started launching threes rather than taking their time and chipping away at the lead. So I agree with Tom. This is a very important game for the Eagles, and hopefully they will do a lot better than they did against Cheltenham. So this is Joe Hyland along with Tom McGee. We'll see you for the opening tip-off and the starting lineups in just one moment. All right, welcome back to Norristown High School. Joe Hyland along with Tom McGee to bring you tonight's game between the Norristown Eagles and the Council Rock South Golden Hawks.
Joe, right now I think we're going to have the introduction of players, perhaps, and the Star Spangled Banner. We're going to turn it over now, Joe, to our PA announcer for the introductions.
In welcoming you, I would like to remind you there are rules that we must govern ourselves by, and I would appreciate it.
PA announcer Dolores Jordan is now going to read the PIAA message about sportsmanship to the fans here at Norristown High School. And here are the lineups, and here is Dolores.
Number 1, Sean Irwin. Number 21, Scott Brandt. Number 33, Gordon Penny.
He wasn't playing.
That's what I thought.
Number 34, Matt Freed. And number 15, Paul Kirkhoff. Sounds coached by Mr. Puffman, with assistants Dennis Marica, John Esterly, and Dan Williams. Welcome again, Sal.
Some things don't change, do they, Joe? We have a little bit of a delay here.
They do not.
I wonder why the Norristown team is...
Now for the Eagles.
Okay.
Starting, number 4, Willis Carter. Number 10, Anthony Carmona. Number 15, Jermaine Pierce. Number 20, Carl Dean. And number 31, Julius Blackwell. The Eagles are coached by Mr. Mike Evans, assisted by Mr. Mike Fink, Mr. Darby Brown, and Mr. Greg Payne.
Joe, a little change, a little surprise in the Council Rock starting lineup. We were informed by Coach Raddick prior to the game that their top scorer, Corey Kenny, was not in the lineup. We'll be back after the playing of the national anthem.
Tom, we're getting a late start. We're about 45 minutes late. We understand that Council Rock had some difficulty making that long trick with which you're so familiar with over the turnpike.
Probably we're getting started so late. Corey Kenny's ankle may have healed in the process, Joe.
Right. He might have made a quick trip to Lourdes.
Exactly right.
Right.
That is the worst trip in league play that I ever encountered as a coach here at Norristown. And invariably, it seems we always played the Rock on a Friday. And the traffic over in Bucks County and the turnpike is just nuts.
All right, here's the opening tip-off. Carl Dean against number 33, Corey Kenny. They'll jump it again. Tap control by the Eagles, Willis Gardner.
Joe, there's that matchup zone that we were talking about in our pregame, employed by Council Rock. And Coach Raddick is very comfortable with the way they've been playing that.
It'll be interesting to see how the Eagles handle it. Carmona throws a three.
You can always shoot over it. Carmona coming off a great game against Plymouth Whitemarsh, Joe, earlier in the week.
All right, here's a steal. Here comes Gardner leading the break. 4-on-2. Gardner stops. 5-0.
Excellent pull-up jump stop by Gardner on that play. And Norristown's off to a nice start.
All right, here's number 21, Scott Brandt. Dribbling against Blackwell. Almost stripped. Was stripped. Here comes Jermaine Pierce. Nice pass underneath to Carl Dean. 7-0. And not surprisingly, Council Rock calls a very, very quick timeout.
Yeah, they had to call timeout. Norristown off to a great start. They're in their what they call their run and jump defense, Joe. They look to put pressure to turn the ball handler. Then they come with weak side a weak side trap and their quickness, and it was a great play there by Garner and Carmona to slap the ball forward, and a strong finish by Dean. Council Rock, Joe, wanted to come in here and play a game in the 40s, and right now the pace is favoring the Eagles.
Yep.
Who made that pass on that?
That last pass was
That last pass
underneath Gardner.
All right, here's Scott Brandt against this relentless Eagles pressure. Here's number 1, Sean Irwin, over the timeline. Long shot, missed by Corey Kenny.
Council Rock's always been a physical team. Of course, with the split now, you know, they're not dealing with the opportunity to select from as many athletes.
That's correct.
But they've always been under Coach Raddick a very physical team.
All right, here's number 21, Scott Brandt on the line to shoot 2. Hawks are on the scoreboard, 7-1 Norristown. Playing the front court for the Hawks is Matt Friedman, who excellent quarterback for the Hawks during the football season. Brandt makes a pair. It's 7-2 Eagles.
Raddick got what he wanted there, Joe, after the timeout. He broke the run of 7-0, and now the Eagles turn it over against a token three-quarter court
Carl
1-2-2 press.
Carl Burkhart with the steal. Here's Sean Irwin looking to shoot. Inside to Freeman. Almost deflected. Almost stolen. Stolen by Blackwell. 9-2.
Good defensive anticipation by Julius.
Offense is feeding off the defense, Tom.
That's what Norristown relies on. Their athleticism and quickness and their defensive pressure to create offensive opportunities.
Here's number 33, Corey Kenny. Hawks leading scorer. Here's Gardner with the rebound, leads the break. Blackwell. Nice play to Gardner. Here's Gardner again. Look for the alley-oop. Carl Dean. No good rebound. Number 50, Carl Burkhart.
I think Dean's better served as an inside player offensively.
You're right.
With his great leaping ability.
Here's Irwin.
They have enough outside
Here's Freeman
shooting.
underneath, all alone. It's a 9-4 ball game. The Hawks back in their zone. Here's Blackwell, left wing. Carmona. Back to Blackwell.
Nothing wrong with the lungs of these cheerleaders behind us, Joe.
Gardner with that set shot, misses. There's a foul underneath. Rebound, Jermaine Pierce, he was grabbed.
Jermaine Pierce very active on the boards, it seems, Joe. It's my first opportunity to see him, but they're very high on him.
Foul breaking his first team first.
He's only a freshman.
Here's shooting 2.
Try to get him over to Villanova camp this summer. Keep him away from Martelli.
All right, second shot goes through. It's 10-4. Norristown back with the defensive pressure. Here's number 21, Scott Brandt to Kenny from the...
Council Rock with that rebounding position, Joe.
Carl Burkhart, strong under the boards. Number 14, Brian Lynch in the game. Kenny, another long jump shot missed. Rebound, Jermaine Pierce. Here comes Gardner. Long lead pass to Dean. Missed the cripple. Rebound to Corey Kenny.
Looks like Carl Dean's shooting off the side of his hand, Joe. He's like spinning the ball up there instead of off his fingertips and going up strong.
All right,
He's forcing that inside shot.
all right, Friedman will inbound. right, number 21 is Scotty
Good
Brandt.
spacing, Joe, there by the Hawks.
Here's Brian Lynch working against Gardner. Gardner. All right, it'll be the Eagles' ball at midcourt. Gardner to Blackwell. Back to Gardner.
Council Rock still in the matchup zone, I believe. Let's see.
It's like a 1-3-1, Tommy.
Well, it takes what it does. It matches up with the defense or with the offense. You see, they will not follow them all the way through. They'll release them to people on the weak side.
Here's Carmona from the deep right corner. Stolen by Blackwell. Carmona drives, basket. Anthony Carmona, nice play. 12-4, very active on offense is Anthony Carmona.
Yeah, he made a good, strong move there. Finished very, very strong, Joe.
All right, here's young Lynch. Hawked by Gardner. Over the timeline. Almost a steal. Two quarterbacks went at it there.
Norristown very active. Yes, two quarterbacks, two of the most better athletes on the court.
The Hawks working the ball. Here's Burkhart. Here's Kenny. Kenny's cold shooting so far. Hawks need Kenny to step up. Here's Gardner. Norristown with an 8-point lead. Out of bounds, Eagles, it'll be...
It's pretty tough to split a matchup zone, Joe. Norristown's trying to attack it. That time a high pick, which is a pretty good idea. But it's not a true pick and roll there because they have other defenders helping weak side on that.
Tom, do you attack such a zone from the baseline?
The way I would attack a matchup zone by running my best motion man offense, Joe.
Okay.
And just moving it.
All right, errant pass thrown away by Brian Lynch. It'll be the Eagles' ball. The Hawks are a little rattled by the Eagles' defensive pressure. All right, here's Blackwell. 26 feet from the basket. Deep left corner. Top of the key over to Gardner. Right wing. Looks to drive, stops. Misses the jump shot. Gardner misses a follow-up. Carmona hustling on offense. Here's Carmona with a drive, a basket, and he draws a foul.
Norristown did a good job that time, Joe, being very patient. They moved the ball. Carmona got it back on a weak side reversal, was able to split the defense, and actually their defense at that point broke down on the backside.
All right, here's Anthony Carmona looking to complete a three-point play and does not.
Norristown showing a little half-court trap of their own.
22 in the game is Scott McBurn. Here's Friedman. Throws away a pass to the right corner. Scott Brandt could not handle it.
Early going here, Joe. The pace of the game certainly is favoring Norristown.
Here's Blackwell with a two-point shot.
His foot was clearly on the line, Joe.
16-4, a 12-point Norristown lead. Eagles are playing so well defensively. Here's Carmona with a breakaway.
I'll tell you one thing, I'm impressed with Norristown.
Yeah.
They're playing together, playing very unselfishly, patient, very aggressive defensively. And Council Rock, I think, is going to be in for a long night. They don't seem to have the type of team athletically to have a capability, comeback capability.
This is definitely not the Norristown team I saw against Cheltenham. Tonight they seem quick, focused, intense.
But you have to
Discipline.
understand, Joe, the start that Norristown got, having two key players, Blackwell and Carmona, coming off the gridiron, is very difficult, that transition. Secondly, the weather, the cancellations, they couldn't practice in the gym because of a parents' assembly, and there have been a lot of distractions for Coach Evans. What they need is some continuity, consistency. It's going to be tough because tomorrow night they play Westchester East. They have too many back-to-back games. That's not good scheduling. And you don't have time to prepare for teams. They have to get into a routine. Once they get into that routine, I think you'll see constant improvement on an everyday basis.
All right, number 55 into the game for the Eagles is Billy Lucas, a 6'4" senior. There seems to be a controversy
Ted
at the
Every
scorer's
seems to
table.
create a controversy here nightly, and the Council Rock staff is protesting apparently not being able to get a sub in, and I don't know what clarification is. However, maybe we could get the officials over here during the stoppage to be able to clarify, but
Good idea.
he's tough, Ted Every, on that scoring bench. He is really tough. Caused me a couple near technicals.
All right, Irwin and Friedman in the backcourt for the Hawks, joined by Scott McBurn, Carl Burkhart, and of course number 21, Scotty
You know what?
Brandt.
Whatever the rule is, it's stupid. There's a timeout. Kids want to come in. Let them in the game. Why delay the game?
All right, play back on. A minute left to play in the first quarter. Burkhart drops in a layup, 18-6. Dean took a hard fall.
There's that slippery floor, Joe, or I've been saying it for years. I guess they'll do something about it when there's a serious injury.
Yeah, he took a bad fall, twisted his ankle, it looked like.
Well, it looks like his feet went right out from under him.
All right, Sean Irwin. Friedman throws away another pass. He has more incompletions this evening than he had against Norristown on the football team.
Yeah, you're right, Joe.
There's the alley-oop. Third time they've tried that. Carl Dean, long shot. Carmona, nice shot. Anthony Carmona.
Carmona's really playing solidly.
All right, here's a foul.
It's a reach in by Norris down there third, Joe, of the first period. Both teams now with 3 personal fouls.
Jermaine Pierce with a reach-in foul, as Coach McGee pointed out.
Fouls on Gardner, his first, team third.
Mike Evans took Carl Dean out. I don't think he likes him taking that 3-pointer from the corner.
Irwin carries the ball.
Yeah, that was no question about that. Steve Lucas, the official, was all over that one.
Caused by Gardner's defensive pressure, right, Tommy?
It wears on you, absolutely.
Nice play, Willis Gardner. Nice play. 23-6.
I'm going to get Eddie Argadon over here, Joe, if I can.
All right.
Mr. Official, for the viewing audience, could you explain the delay there on the substitution?
The substitute has to be there 15 seconds before the one goes off. He has to be in. So he didn't report in until after that time elapsed. So that was the delay.
Thanks very much. That was Ed Hargadon, ladies and gentlemen, explaining the rule that the substitutes must be at the scores table 15 seconds prior to the resumption of play. And Ted Every has a magical timer over there. He said they were there 14 seconds before. Joe, comments on the first period of play?
Well, you have to be so impressed by Norristown, their defense as well as their offense. Anthony Carmona, a pleasant surprise, a surprise starter, and I believe he has 9 points.
Carmona is definitely the difference. I don't think he's missed a shot. He's got a couple nice steals. He's hustling all over the floor. Blackwell hitting a long jumper. Willis Gardner penetrating nicely,
yes,
making some good decisions, and they're getting just good overall team defensive play. Joe, Dave Kurtz, Times Herald sports writer, just indicated that it's a 12-point first quarter for Carmona.
All right, thank you very much. Here's Carmona on the break. Nice pass. Ooh. Off Julius Blackwell.
Yeah, Julius thought that was a football there, I think.
All right, here come the Hawks. Another steal. My heavens, Norristown. There must be, seems like there's 10 Eagles out there.
12 turnovers for the Rock.
All right, out of bounds. Off Council Rock. It'll be the Eagles' ball under their own basket. Maybe the members of the basketball team remember the thrashing that the Council Rock football team put on the Norristown Eagles. Nice shot.
Another three by Gardner. Joe, I don't think that even enters into it. Right now they're in a basketball frame of mind. They're best off to forget that football season.
Mm-hmm. Interesting call. How can you travel when you're in the air?
Pretty hard to do that, Joe.
Council Rock has gone to its bench. Here's Kenny, a sophomore. Number 52 is Andrew McGillis. Another steal by Carmona. Lead pass to Lucas.
Another assist for Carmona. A steal and an assist. This team is no match for the Eagles tonight,
No,
Joe.
Absolutely not.
It's a shame they could have stayed in Newtown, wherever they're from.
Here's another steal. 30-6.
I feel sorry for Buff Raddick because there's not much he can do about it. He can't get into any set offense because Norristown's just too quick, too athletic.
Yep.
And they're playing well together. I give Norristown credit. This team is just not near the talent level or skill of Norristown.
No.
And it's just going to be a mercy rule now in the second half. If Mike Evans wants to, he could probably score close to 100 points in this game. But he won't do that.
Tom, I was told by one of the officials during the Cheltenham game that the mercy rule is not in effect.
Okay, I know that was discussed as a possibility.
Right.
But I think it should be in effect, just like football is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Norristown has come out and exploded on the Hawks. My heavens. 30-6, and we have 6 minutes 40 seconds to go in the first half.
I see Phil Ash into the game for Norristown.
Mitch is in the game. Sal. And Terry.
Matt Terry also.
All right, here come the Hawks. Gardner's all over the court. All right, there's a grab. Jermaine Pierce.
Foul Pierce, first team.
All 14 turnovers.
Dave Kurtz just mentioned that Norristown has 14 transition points off 14 turnovers.
Wow. All right, here's Phil Ash with the rebound. Lead pass to Lucas. Back to Gardner. Nice pass inside. Stripped away, however, by the Hawks.
Yeah, Gardner should have shot that one.
Here's Brian Lynch. Here's Kenny. There's a 2-point jump shot from Corey Kenny. Makes the score 30-8. All right, here's Pierce to Gardner. Gardner, left corner. Lucas with a three-point jump shot.
Joe, it seems like all 5 Norristown players will look to shoot the jumper. That's not Lucas's forte. Nothing's going wrong tonight.
Ooh. In the game for the Eagles, number 22, Matt Terry. Here's Willis, looks to penetrate, does penetrate, misses the layup. Nice pass inside. Ash misses the layup.
Where they're getting every loose ball, every rebound.
Absolutely. They are really playing well.
Joe, I wasn't here. I mean, in spite of the Cheltenham is far superior in talent, but how would you compare Norristown's play tonight as compared to the Cheltenham game?
There's no comparison whatsoever. They seem like a different team. Now, don't forget, against Cheltenham, Mike Evans was not there. He had a family situation he had to take care of, and assistant coach Mike Feek took over. That might have been a difference. Here's Kenny. Nice smooth stroke from the right corner.
Plus the fact Norristown coming off a big win, emotional win on the road, which is always tough to win at Plymouth Whitemarsh.
Yes, it is.
That's got to bolster their confidence. Look at Lucas hitting the three.
My word. 36-11, Eagles.
Now, Council Rock, although 1-4, has been playing everyone tough, Joe.
Yep.
They took Hapro Horsham, who many think could challenge Cheltenham for the league title. They took them to the wire by 3.
Eagles are absolutely shredding this team. There's number 14 with a layup, Brian Lynch. Here comes Gardner. Lucas.
He's feeling it.
Yeah, he's feeling it is right. He may feel himself on the bench if he keeps shooting like that.
They've proven they can get any shot they want. They don't need that.
Yeah. All right, Norristown on a man-to-man defense. Nice shot, number 22 is Scotty McBurn.
Norristown's defense is slacked off a little too. They're giving Council Rock open looks.
Nice pass inside to Phil Ash. He draws a foul.
Whatever happened to that ball fake, that ball pump, my kids just don't do it. Why they don't do it, I don't know. If Phil Ash fakes that shot, Joe, he's going to get a three-point play opportunity. That's basketball acumen and repetitive drilling.
All right, Billy Lucas is out of the game. In is Carl Dean. Here's Ash. Makes the second. 37-15, a 22-point Norristown lead. Here's Friedman inside. Friedman's a battler. Friedman's outnumbered in there, Tom.
I'd like to see Carl Dean get tougher. He's going to have to play better inside and more consistent. He's going to have to show toughness if this Norristown team is going to do anything in district play. He's got too much talent to just be a helper. He's got to be a productive player.
Here's Corey Kennedy starting to heat up now. Three-point jumper from the right corner. Here's Friedman with a rebound. Brian Lynch rolls out. Nice tough rebound, Jermaine Pierce. The Eagles again look to run. offensive foul, number 22. Matt Terry.
See, that's Phil Ash. He's out of control. He doesn't have those skills on transition. He's got to pull up and jump stop. You know, he just put his head down and wildly drove to the basket. Phil Ash has got to be a garbage man type of player, Joe. Just pick up stuff around the basket, rebounds, loose balls, and not try to create or force. He doesn't have those skills.
Here come the Eagles again, Julius Blackwell.
You know, I think if he didn't touch that ball, it would have gone out of bounds.
I think you're right.
Because if he can't come down with it the way he leaps, that kid from Council Rock certainly wasn't going to get it.
Now here's Burkhart surrounded by two Eagles.
Well,
loses the ball. Here,
trapping out of his zone.
Carmona, long pass. Carl Dean knocked to the floor.
That was a good foul to take. Dean tried to dunk the ball. And number 50, Carl Burkhart, was not going to allow him to dunk it.
No.
And if Dean should have gone right up with the layup instead of trying to be fancy.
Yep.
If he went up with it, he would have had 2 points and no contact, or maybe a 3-point play. These kids watch too much of these NBA guys, and fundamentally, they're not achieving what they have to do at this level.
All right, misses the first.
Sloppy free throw by Dean. Too many body parts moving, no follow through, nonchalanted it up there.
It'll be Council Rock's ball out on Julius Blackwell.
.200 red is my call. That's the man-to-man defense. Been running that since I've been at St. Pius X in 1978, Joe.
There you go.
And now this program still has my mark to it.
It certainly does.
And I got that from Hubie Brown.
Here's Kenny.
The 80-year-old coach of who's he coaching now? Hubie Brown?
One of the teams in the Western Conference. I don't know which one.
You're a big help, Joe.
Thank you very much. I don't follow the NBA like I used to.
That's D, Joe. 0 for 4 from outside. 0 for 4.
All right, here's Friedman.
They just forced that. That was this ugly offense there.
Yeah. Friedman's a warrior. Football mentality.
Yeah, he's tough. You mentioned, Joe, earlier, Dave Kurtz and I were a little incredulous that he's being recruited by Penn State, Syracuse, BC.
That's correct. That's what
I think he was very impressed. He might have gotten form letters from those schools for their football camp, but taking nothing away from his ability as a quarterback, I don't think he has the athleticism to play quarterback at that type of program.
I understand. Here's Kenny with the rebound. There's Friedman. The basket does not count.
No, Blackwell held his ground in there, drew that charge. Little Stevie Evans in. Younger brother of Danny Evans, who played for me here for 4 years. Doing great at King's College, by the way, Joe. Danny Evans. Starting point guard for Kings.
All right, Carmona, right wing, thinks about shooting, pulls it back. Blackwell inside, spinning jump shot. Carl Burkhart with the rebound. Here's Sean Irwin, number 1. Only a sophomore. Only a sophomore. Another turnover forced by that relentless Eagle defense.
That's the 18th turnover by the Hawks this half, Joe.
That's absolutely amazing. Here's Evans to Blackwell. 10 seconds left to play in the first half.
All right, Steve's got to penetrate now. And Joe, mercifully, the half comes to an end for the Hawks.
That's the perfect advert, Tom, mercifully, because the Eagles have come out and exploded in the Hawks' faces here, combining excellent offense, relentless defense, and they've built a 18-point lead. And frankly, I don't think the game is even that close.
No, it isn't, Joe. And after a brief timeout, we'll be back with the second half here at Norristown Area High School. To score, the Eagles, Norristown 39, the Hawks of Council Rock South 21.
All right, welcome back to the second half of tonight's game between Norristown and Council Rock South. Norristown with a commanding 18-point lead, 39-21. Leading scorer for the Eagles is Anthony Carmona with 12. Both Gardner and Lucas have racked up 8 points. No one from either team is in any foul difficulty. The only person with 2 personal fouls is Jermaine Pierce. Leading the Hawks in scoring in the first half is Corey Kenny with 11 points, 3 3-point jump shots. No one else on Council Rock has any more than 2 points. So it'll be Friedman to inbound.
Joe, Matt Friedman stood right in front of us there. He's well put together.
Yeah. All right, here's Brian Lynch. Again, being bothered by that Norristown defense. Threw the ball away. It was flicked by an Eagle before going out of bounds, so it'll be Council Rock's ball. All right, here's Lynch. Burkhart.
Council Rock looking to spread the ball, Joe. Spread their offense a little bit. Look for backdoor cuts.
Number 21, Scott Brandt, misses a 23-foot set shot. Jermaine Pierce travels. It'll be Council Rock's ball. Tommy, we've talked many times during these broadcasts about the academics that these young men have to maintain. What, if any, steps does the school take to ensure that the boys and the girls, for that matter, stay up with the books?
Well, the school has an eligibility list that comes out weekly during each sports season, and if any player has a deficiency in more than one subject, meaning a failing grade for that week, they must sit out that week. They're ineligible to play.
Okay.
The coaches also are encouraged, and most of them are very, very religious in encouraging the players and reinforcing the value of academics. And let's face it, we're teachers first, coaches second. And it's a privilege to participate on the interscholastic level. It's not a right that the students have. So there's responsibilities that come with that privilege.
Uh-huh.
Two-2-1, three-quarter court trap by the Hawks. Norristown broke it nicely.
Very easily. Here's Carmona. Looks inside. Back to Gardner. Gardner directing the offense. Lob pass into Jermaine Pierce. The talented freshman spins. Wild jump shot, however. Here's Brian Lynch. Left corner. Good if it went.
Fouled the three-point shooter. That's a cardinal sin. You never foul the jump shooter.
Foul Garner, his first.
Scott Brandt will shoot 3.
Grant shooting 3.
Doing good. A couple students just went by. Wanted to get on our telecast here, Joe. There's the first point scored of the second half, Joe, after 2 minutes and 10 seconds expired. Council Rock always could shoot the ball, Joe. They all have backboards in their backyard. They don't have to go to a playground with 50 kids and one ball and hope that you win and keep playing. They can practice and shoot individually.
There's this acrobatic move by Carl Dean.
Foul Freeman, his third, team first.
Tom, you've coached some athletes who've gone on to play Division I basketball. Many of your athletes have been recruited. The most prominent being, of course, Marcus Green, who's doing a terrific job up at St. Bonaventure. For the youngsters out there and their parents, what is it that recruiters look for in addition to their athletic ability?
First of all, Joe, there are a lot of players out there with athletic ability. College recruiters, the first thing they ask when they're recruiting a player, they look at their academic record. They look at their academic record, and then they want to assess the student athlete's character. All right, they want a recommendation, number one, from the coach. Then they'll look to get input from other coaches, other teachers. They don't want bad people in their program. So if you don't have the grades academically, don't even think. Some of these kids have these pipe dreams about going to the NBA. No one's going to go to the NBA for the most part, unless you're LeBron James, unless you go to college. And if you don't get into college, you're not going to get an opportunity to impress the scouts. Unfortunately, I've had probably more athletes here at Norristown with Division I ability that did not get that opportunity because they did not achieve enough academically.
And that's a tragedy. That really,
It
that's
really
very
is.
sad. Yep. All right, the lead remains at 17. Offensive foul against the Hawks.
Joe, I have some stats here graciously provided by Dave Kurtz. Council Rock in the first half out-rebounded Norristown 17-16. But they also had 10 more turnovers, 18-8. They shot 8 for 21. Norristown 50%, 16 for 32. Carmona had 12 points all in the first quarter, 5 for 8 shooting. Willis Gardner had 9 points, 4 of 9, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. And Carl Kenny, who wasn't even supposed to play tonight, had 11 points all in the second quarter, 3 for 3 from 3.
Yep.
Now, can you imagine taking him away?
All right, Gardner's on the ground. Now he's off the ground. He's in some discomfort.
Foul Dean, his team second.
Council Rock leads this quarter 3-2.
3-2.
Actually, let's make that 2-1.
All right, here's Friedman, drains the first. 16-point Norristown lead.
Winning 7-8, 0-3-0.
Makes the second. 4 minutes left to play.
Nothing like
15-point
distracting a
lead.
shooter by reading out the winner of the 50-50 why he's in his follow-through. Class operation we have here. That's a tough table over there, Joe, across from us. There's Pierce breaking the ice for the Eagles.
All right, here's Brian Lynch. guarded by Carmona. Here's Burkhart. He's a plugger, a worker. There's Friedman. Top of the key. Number 33 is Corey Kenny. Banks in.
Right. You know, I was going to say, as a wild shot, he had to call that a bank.
That's Scott Brandt. 15-foot jumper off the glass.
Joe, 42-27. They've cut it to 15.
All right, here's a jump ball. It'll be Council Rock's ball on the change of possession. Number 52 in the game is Andrew Magliez. There's a long pass. Nice play.
That's goaltending. Went in anyway. Do you think Coach Evans might be served here with a timeout? I mean, the momentum, the shift, they're just creeping back in the game.
Yep.
Norristown has all 5 timeouts to use.
All right. Threw the ball away. Council Rock can knock the lead down to 11.
10, Joe, if they had to do a tray.
Scotty Brandt looks for Corey. Boy,
he got it.
That boy can shoot. 10-point lead. Norristown, as Coach McGee wisely predicted, calls a timeout.
Well, they had to call timeout there. It's a 10-point game, Joe, and we were calling this a laugher. And it just seems Norristown does not play smart at the offensive end, and they're forcing shots. They're not letting the offense come to them.
Mm-hmm.
And when they play quality opponents in close games, heading toward the districts or even in the districts, or the better teams in their league, that's going to be an Achilles heel. They're going to have to execute better and make better decisions.
Well, as you point out, I mean, it's still early in the season. They haven't had a lot of practice time, and I'm sure, as you say, with regular practice schedules, they'll get into sync.
Yeah, this is only their 4th game. Council Rock's 6th game.
Yeah.
I think that Kenny's going to be a thorn in the side of some District 1 opponents. He's only a sophomore.
Yes. Nice, smooth, left-handed shot.
Did you ever see a left-hander that couldn't shoot? I think I coached the only one in the history.
Billy Oakes, Gail Goodrich.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Mullen.
Chris Mullen.
A great shooter for UCLA. What's his name this year? It slips my mind now. But you know the names we mentioned, Billy Oakes. Who else did you mention? Gail Goodrich.
Gail Goodrich from
Chris Mullen. The younger people viewing this retelecast probably never heard of those players. And Joe, as I was commenting, look at the score.
Yes,
it's
indeed.
now an 8-point game.
8-point lead. Single digits. Norristown's got to wake up. They can't do anything easy, it seems.
The Council Rock stayed with the same matchup zone the whole way.
All right, they're dancing around the perimeter, looking inside.
Yeah, but they don't have enough cutters.
Nice call. Nice play by Carmona to knock the ball off Matty Friedman. Oh,
that's legal.
Number 21, Scott Brand. It's a 6-point game.
And they have momentum on their side, Joe.
Absolutely. Here come the Hawks.
This is incredible.
Here come the Hawks.
Norristown has just stopped playing basketball.
All right, Corey Kenny lost the ball.
Council Rock, are they playing with confidence now or what?
They really are. The different team. Here's Friedman. Draws a foul inside.
That's about all he could do there, Joe, is draw the foul. And he knew it.
An incredible comeback by the Hawks. At the end of the first half, we were saying this is going to be an absolute.
I thought Norristown would be able to name their score.
All right.
He's not a real good shooter,
No,
Joe.
No.
More controversy at that scores table.
All right. 5-point lead. In for the Hawks.
I think, Joe, if Norristown get a big bucket, just to stem the tide
Yes,
here.
right.
12-0.
12-0 run. Hawks have been on a 12-0 run. All right, they bring Billy Lucas at the top of the key. 20 seconds left to play. Eagles playing for the last shot. They'll start the play with about 10 seconds left to play. Here they go. Gardner misses that set shot again.
They overloaded the zone there, sent Gardner through, and he got an open look. That's what they haven't been doing a lot of. What you want to do, you want to overload. It shows 1-3-1. If you get a quick guy going through and a quick swing, Joe, you can get an open shot.
All right. Lucas Carmona with 2 seconds, rattles out. And that's the end of the third period, which saw a furious comeback by the Council Rock South Hawks to narrow the lead to 5 points. Very impressive, Tom.
Well, you know, I said Buff Raddick is an outstanding coach. And whatever he said to those guys at halftime, and he brought them out late. He brought them out. They didn't get any warm-up shots to start the second half. Norristown was out here. They may have spent 2 minutes in the locker room. I think they were counting the W, and I know Mike Evans knows and coaches know that sometimes is dangerous. But I still think Norristown's going to win this game going away. All they need is a couple conversions at the offensive end because they had to expend a lot of energy. When you get down by 20, 25 points, to get back in the game expends a lot of energy.
Right.
And Norristown did not expend very much energy that period at all.
That smothering defense that we saw in the first half was non-existent and has been non-existent in the second. Should be an interesting fourth quarter.
Well, Norristown's getting nothing out of Carl D. Player with his talent's got to step up. He's a non-factor. Gardner's playing solid, Carmona. But when you don't score, that magnifies the entire problem.
All right, here's Gardner to inbound. Norristown with the ball on the possession arrow. All right, here are the Eagles. That zone has been very effective in the third period, that matchup zone.
Yeah, there are rules to that zone, and they're playing it very well.
All right. Eagles are being careful, cautious. That's not necessarily the Eagles' strong suit. They're taking their time. They've got the lead. They've got the lead.
They really could hold the ball here forever.
Now, do they want Council Rock to go to a man-to-man? They've had five shots.
And it started with Blackwell just putting his head down like he's going through the middle of a football line. He's lucky he didn't get the offensive charge called there. They want to just throw it up and go get it. Playground basketball.
Yep. All right, here's young Jermaine Pierce. Tom, you see where his feet are positioned when he takes that foul shot?
I'm kind of blocked here by the official. I'll observe it now. Yeah, whoever taught him this has to have their head examined. That is horribly fundamentally wrong. And I'm sure he didn't learn that from Coach Evans. Probably developed a bad habit as a youngster.
All right, 6-point Norristown lead. Burkhart. McBurn. Corey Kenny. Finally misses. The boy is human. All right, here's a scramble. It'll be.
They're going to retain possession here. Yeah. Had that ball gone down for Corey Kenny, that would have made this a one-possession game, Joe.
That's true. All right, they're running inbounds play. Nice shot.
One possession game.
Scott
Council Rock fans behind us are getting into it now.
From the deep right corner, Scott McBurn drained a three. 43-40. Here's Lucas. Throws up a jump shot. Here comes Matty Frieden. Inside to Burkhart. Misses a short layup.
Yeah, he forced that too much. He should have kicked the ball back out.
Almost a double dribble there by Willis Gardner.
Oh, got to see the player in Norristown wants to step up and make a big play here. It's got, I think, Carmona or Gardner. Norristown stopped scoring, Joe, which means they couldn't get into their pressure defense.
Exactly. So they have to rely on their half-court offense, and that's not hitting on all 5 cylinders.
No, and that's not their strength, you said.
All right, here's Gardner, looks to drive.
Bad shot.
Throws up a floater. Carmona with a rebound. Bingo. Anthony Carmona steps up. 45-40 Norristown. 5 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter.
I still think fatigue will be a factor for the Rock.
They got Blackwell on Corey Kenny. Here's a drive. Tough rebound. Julius Blackwell.
Norristown's controlling the boards. And they're fortunate they are.
All right, here comes Council Rock out, pressing the ball, pressuring the ball. Nice pass inside. Jermaine Pierce. Nice pass from Billy Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas turned, faced the basket, which is the fundamental correct thing to do. He fouled Pierce, a nice cut from the baseline. There's the three. Bang.
Friedman. Clutch shot, clutch player. 47-43.
Yeah, we're coming up on the 4-minute mark, Joe, the final period.
All right, here's Blackwell. Carmona shakes and bakes a little bit. Long shot, missed.
That hit the guide wire.
That'll be Council Rock's ball, 47-43.
I think Buff Braddock, Joe, would like to take a timeout to give his troops a rest, but he used so many trying to end Norristown runs in the first half.
All right, here's Brian Lynch. Calls a timeout there, Tom.
I'm anxious to find out how many they have left. Full timeout, I believe. Coach Raddick's having his players sit down. Let's take a break, Joe, and so Sam Galbraith up there can focus his attention on the Norristown cheerleaders, although he probably has been doing that the whole game.
Tom, there are worse things to focus on in this gymnasium.
Yes, you're right, Joe. But I'm thinking it's a shame. These girls did a good job. The only response they got was the response from their counterparts from Council Rock. The Norristown fans are dull and unenthusiastic, and they're not cheering. They haven't cheered the whole game. They're sitting over there, war behind us, and they did not support this team.
Council Rock brought a lot of people to this game tonight. All right, 47-43. Here's Carl Burkhart. Here's Friedman, looks to drive. Offensive foul, Friedman. I don't know about that call. Norristown will take it.
Well, you know what? The initial contact, I think he let go. All right? The second contact, he couldn't let go. That was a good call by the official. I think Mr. Friedman is trying to take over, and maybe in so doing, Joe, got Council Rock out of its smooth continuity that got them back in it.
All right. Here's the Hawks with some defensive pressure. Eagles handle it well.
Joe, I got to tell you something, though. Right now, it's 9:30 at night. When I walked through the gym earlier in the school day, these kids were playing basketball during their gym class. I got here at about 20 after 5. They were in here playing basketball. They've been here all day long since 7 o'clock this morning, playing basketball on 3 different occasions. They've got to be a little tired, too. Where they should have been home, Joe, having a good meal, resting up for the game.
Excellent point.
They probably didn't have rides back here.
Excellent point. All right, it's 47-45. Lucas, top of the key. Gardner looks to drive, does drive, blocked. Out of bounds by number 14, Brian Lynch. Nice defensive play.
Norristown has no answer within their offensive sets for this defense. It's all forced trying to split drives, and
here's a...
although they ran a nice inbounds there.
Yep.
I thought it was Pierce. I thought, I'm not positive.
All right.
Who scored that bucket? Pierce up here?
I think it was Pierce, yeah.
Trying to ascertain who scored that last bucket. We were kind of blocked out a little bit. I think it was the freshman Jermaine Pierce, and if so, it was a big bucket.
Here's Corey Kenny.
He's missed his last 2.
Yeah. 49-45, Norristown by 4. Gardner slashes to the basket, draws a foul. Nice play, Willis Gardner.
He's just beating his man and running into another man, but he's got that quickness and athleticism where he's got away with it there drawing the foul, Joe.
All right, he'll shoot 2.
Gardner shooting 2.
Nice shot, nice stroke.
5-point Norristown lead.
I'm sure Dave Kurtz in his article tomorrow is going to report this as 2 different games. 2 games within a game.
All right, 6-point Norristown lead. Gardner drains 2 pressure free throws. They throw it away.
That's a turnover on fatigue right there. Early release, 22 just didn't have the legs to run it down.
That's correct. All right, 2 minutes left to play.
6-point lead in the ball. Council Rock's going to have to extend a little, I think, here, Joe. Gardner's taking it upon himself here,
Yes,
Joe.
he is.
That's what a point guard has to do.
That foul was on number 21, Scott Brandt. Willis is stepping up.
Now, Bryant is 4, team 7.
Friedman's going to come back into the game for the Hawks. He'll get 2.
No applause, no cheering. Unbelievable. I don't know why fans come to the game. They could stay at home and do other things and wait until the broadcast comes on television. Nobody will care if they cheer then.
Well, Willis has made 4 straight free throws, and he hasn't hit anything but net.
I thought Norristown would win going away a little bit, Joe.
Yes.
You got to give Council Rock credit. I know Mike Evans is disappointed as a result of the way this team made their comeback. However, they are now, I'm sure he's also going to be pleased that they were able to hold off the momentum.
Yep.
And just move on and hope to get better. But Joe, I don't see leadership on this team. I don't see players stepping up. I see players playing hard, but it does seem like they have a killer instinct of, I don't know, it's hard to put a finger on.
One of the things that I mentioned in the Cheltenham game was I think that the Eagles are counting on, and I think the fans are counting on, I know I'm counting on, Willis Gardner to assume that mantle that Darnell Gowdy had last year. I think of all the young men out there, I think he has the most potential to do that.
I think he even has a better trait because he's looking to make things happen down the stretch. I don't know if Darnell wanted the ball that badly down the stretch last year. Darnell had the ability, but there weren't a lot of shots he wanted to take there when the game on the line. On the other hand, that left-handed shooter that I coached, that wasn't a great shooter.
Yes.
Marvito Christie seemed to be the one that wanted to take those.
Right. All right, it'll be Council Rock's ball out of bounds. Friedman to trigger the inbound play. Scott Brandt.
This is a must possession for the Rock here.
Yep. Scott McBurn misses the jump shot. Rebound by Friedman. Friedman is a battler, my word. He is one tough kid.
He just knocked Carmona into the second row there, going for the loose ball. That puts them over the limit.
Yes.
Norristown will shoot a 1-on-1. That could be maybe the best thing Council Rock could do.
Yep.
Put Norristown on the line.
That's right. All right, Anthony Carmona will get 1-1. Friedman's out of the game.
It looks like Schneider fouled out. That's his 5th. He played a hard, tough game.
He did.
He's a hard, tough kid.
He did.
And I hope he goes to Boston College or Syracuse. Not Penn State, though. I don't want him quarterbacking up there.
Why not?
Well, I think they're going to get somebody a little bit better.
Tom, your prediction for the Heisman tomorrow?
I'm not going to give you a prediction. Larry Johnson should win it hands down. I mean, it shouldn't even be close. Just like he dominated those awards last night. And, I don't think Miami should ever have anybody winning it.
All right. Council Rock by no means conceding this game. 22 drove for the basket. Scotty McBurn, he'll shoot 2.
Now we have a distinguished journalist with us to our right,
Yes,
who
we
I'm
do.
sure he's on the voting committee for the Heisman. What's your feeling, Dave Kurtz, on tomorrow's Heisman Award winner?
I think it's going to be the closest Heisman race ever. It's got to be one of the Miami guys.
You think so?
I think it's going to be Dorsey.
You heard it from Dave Kurtzen. That seems to be a lot of people's feeling.
I think the two Miami boys will cancel each other out. I think it'll be Carson Palmer, Southern California.
I don't think the too many Eastern writers. I think this is that because of the two Florida guys and Carson Palmer. I think you're going to see either Johnson sneak in because of that tight split vote between the Florida guys. I'm going to go with LJ. He deserves it. I know that.
All right. So we have one vote for Miami, one for LJ, and one for the Southern California quarterback.
Any prediction on tonight's Villanova-UMBC game, Joe, which is probably ending as we speak?
All right, 1:07 left to play.
Right now it's a 3-possession game, just about a minute to go. Norristown would have to give it away to lose this one.
All right, 1:04, 55-47, the Eagles. Oh, bad pass.
Telegraph that pass.
Terrible pass. All right, number 21, Scott Brand, had a foul, Willis Gardner. It's true what you say about the crowd, Tom. The enthusiasm of the Norristown cheerleaders is in no way being reflected by the fans. It's like a morgue over there. It's like a morgue.
There's only about 100 of them anyway. 100 fans. Student body never comes out and supports. Very few students come out and support their athletes here at Norristown. Very disappointed. The school spirit in this high school, as far as student participation, is absolutely embarrassing. And that's a former coach speaking, and a teacher. Not many teachers here either, are there, Joe?
Yeah. Tom, I remember though when you were coaching the Eagles, I remember bigger crowds. I really do. Maybe they're out just to criticize you.
Yeah, they came out They came out to get rid of me and put pressure on me. They got their way. Now the gym's empty.
All right, Gardner's been ice cold in a good sense from the line. He's played really well. 10-point Norristown lead. Corey Kenny with that three.
They call time. Too little, too late, though, Joe.
Yeah. 57-50.
Council Rock, you got to give Buff Radical credit.
Oh, absolutely.
He doesn't have a lot of talent. They're gonna go to 1-5, but they're in every game.
Yep.
And they're young enough they're going to get better. And he's not concerned. Now, Council Rock North, the other high school, is coached by Derek Wright, the brother of Villanova coach Jay Wright.
Is that right?
And he inherited most of Buff's players.
Okay.
Who, because of the dividing line, had to go to that, and they're doing very well. And they have a Division I player who's already committed to Penn State, Ben Luber, who's going to hopefully ignite that program up there in State College.
45 seconds left to play, 57-50.
Worst place to throw it.
All right, number 22 had a grab. Scotty McBurn putting Anthony Carmona on the line for two shots.
Coaching staff for Council Rock wanted a backcourt call. It was close, but I don't think the ball was completely over.
All right, here's Anthony Carmona. Oh, nice shot. 58-50.
Carmona, if you notice the tape on his left ankle, that's an injury sustained during football season. Said it's given him a lot of trouble.
Makes 2. Backcourt has stepped up tonight. Carmona and Gardner.
No question about that, Joe.
Good backcourt. Here's now here Carmona with a rebound. Fallen upon by young Burkhart. Burkhart's a big boy.
Dave Kurtz just informed 9 boards for Carmona.
He's played a whale of a game.
From a 2-guard spot. He's actually playing better now than he did as a quarterback all football season.
Yes, he did.
And he spent 90% of the time getting ready for football.
He's a very nice young man, too.
Yeah,
Gentleman.
and he's an excellent student. That's what I like. He's college material.
I believe, in speaking to Anthony, he's looking at Duquesne.
It's a fine school. That's where a little scat back from Norristown is, Joe.
Who's that, Tom?
Last year's scat back.
Yeah, that shows discipline. That shows discipline. He could have went for the basket. He pulled it out. And that'll end the game. That'll end the game. A well-played, hard-fought game. Norristown 61, Council Rock
That was a
South
well-played
50.
game by Council Rock to get back in it. Norristown did more than just hold on. But they showed some great signs of outstanding play in the first quarter, up halfway through the second quarter. Council Rock then fought its way back, Joe, so you got to give them credit.
I was very, very impressed by the play of Norristown's backcourt, Willis Gardner and Anthony Carmona. It looks like Coach Evans has found a combination back there, and people are filing out. And that'll wrap it up here from Norristown High School. Again, the Norristown Eagles 61, the Council Rock South Golden Hawks 50. A nice 11-point victory for the Eagles. So, for Tom McGee, this is Joe Highland saying good night and good luck.
Was he good tonight? He was usually a little shaky.